over 2 gallons of milk here, and I'm gonna get the cream off, but I don't wanna just let it sit and then try scooping it off because you can never get it all off like that. So I'm gonna put it in here. This is a separator. All Amish use this to separate their milk from their cream. You just dump it in here and then leave it to cool off during the day or overnight. I'm gonna leave this overnight. I'm gonna leave it outside so it cools off. And tomorrow morning we just open this valve here. We let the milk out. The cream stays on top and slowly comes down. Once the cream starts coming out, we just close the valve and then get something and just catch the cream. Now I want the milk for cheese, so I just put cool off milk in here. It's whole milk. If you don't want it for cheese, you can put warm milk in and just add cold water to cool it off. But if you want to use some skimmed milk for something else, cool it off before you put it in the separator. We have our milk in here, so we'll be back tomorrow morning to get the cream. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys had a good night's sleep because I sure did. It is time to take the milk out of here. I'm just gonna put my bucket under it to catch it because I want to use this milk tool. You just open it and you let the milk run out until you see the cream starting to come out. Once you suspect that the cream is almost coming out, you can close it part way so not as much cream comes out once it starts to come out. I know how much milk I put in here, so I can kind of guess how much cream is gonna come out. Like that, you just close it part way and then wait until the cream starts coming. And you'll know it's cream because it's heavier and smoother. Okay, we're at the cream, so I'm gonna take the milk out from under here. I'm gonna take this jar and catch the cream in here. Hopefully we have quite a bit, although I'm not feeling that hopeful because this is about as much milk as I put in, and there was supposed to be cream in there too. See how smooth the cream comes out compared to the milk? I guess you can't see anymore because we got very little cream. I have some more cream here, so I'm gonna take this and add it to my other cream and make butter with it. If you have a fancy separator, it'll have a little plexiglass clear window here so you can see when the cream starts coming down. This one doesn't. I wish it did. To make the butter, we have this wooden butter churn. This is what we always use at home. Mine is new, so it's still very bright wood. At home, ours was very dark because we had used it for many years. This wooden paddle goes inside. Then we have this crank here that goes in the front here. It goes in and attaches itself to the pedal, and then we take this and slip it on here. Just put it on there and then turn it tight. Now we have this hole in the back here, and we need to take this little plug and stuff it in there. Now we just dump our cream in. When you grow up Amish, this is the little kid's chop, and our butter churn was twice as big as this, so we always put a little over a gallon of cream in, and then you just churn. Sometimes it turns into butter really quickly, sometimes it takes a long time, but it's always a little bit of an arm workout. You just crank until it turns into butter. And if you don't have a butter churn like this, you can use a stand mixer or a handheld beater, whatever you want, as long as you beat or whisk your cream until it turns into butter. I've been at this for about 10 minutes now, and this is what it looks like. Now this is optional, but at home we always took a spatula and scraped the cream down the sides and off the lid so it turns into butter with the rest of it. Now if you listen, you can hear the buttermilk sloshing around in there, which means we're almost at butter. Yep. That's the sound of gold coming right up. And if your lid isn't very tight, some of the buttermilk might start trying to slosh out of the lid. And it gets harder to crank because we have a big blob of solid butter in there. We're going to take the butter out with our hand and put it in this bowl because we need to wash it. You don't have to wash your butter, but it is a lot better and it keeps fresh a lot longer if you do. Just reach in there and get as much out as you can. I can't get very much out, so I'm just going to turn this off and take the handle off so I can take the paddle out. Here comes the paddle. It brought out a little bit of butter, but not much. Now we just reach in and get the rest of it out. It's going to be quite a bit too. And if you're curious how long it took me to churn this into butter, it took about 15 minutes of cranking, so it was quite an arm workout, as you can see by the sweat stains under my arm. Now we have buttermilk in here that you can definitely keep and use to make something delicious. It works really good in baking and for buttermilk pancakes. This is the blob of butter we got from it. It's quite a bit if you ask me. I'm guessing it's around 1.5 pounds or maybe 2 pounds. I don't know. To wash our butter, we add cold water to it and knead it to get all the buttermilk out. I'm using ice water because my faucet water just plain isn't cold enough because we don't want this butter to get soft. You just continue doing this. You knead it you dump the water out, you add more clean water, you continue kneading it until the water stays pretty much clear. The clearer the water is, the cleaner your butter is, and the longer it'll stay fresh. Once you're done washing your butter, you want to knead the water off because you're going to have water in there then instead of buttermilk. So you just knead the water off and keep dumping it off until you have all of it out that you think is going to come out, because we don't want watery butter. And this is also why it's important to use cold water, because if you use too warm water, your butter's going to get really soft and then it holds more water. Once you have all the water kneaded off, you have a pure blob of unsalted butter. You can add salt, you can add seasonings, whatever you want. This is your butter. You can make it really delicious if you want to. I'm going to add pink Himalayan salt to mine. You do about a teaspoon per pound of butter. Just knead that in and you'll probably get more water off because you're kneading in salt, because salt extracts water. And I have my salt kneaded in. I'm going to take butter out and fill this container with just salted butter, and then I have a plan for the rest of it. And we're going to set this aside, and then we're going to take this, and I have some roasted garlic here that I'm going to mash, and we're going to put it in this butter. So we have garlic butter. If you want to make this garlic herb butter, you just need in some herbs too, but they should be fresh herbs. And they can be whatever herbs you want. Just knead that garlic in until it's all incorporated. This is what my garlic butter looks like. You can only see some of the garlic here and there, but it smells divine. I'm gonna taste it a little bit. It is delicious. Of course, I'm going to clean my finger after licking it. Now we're going to put this butter in here. And that easily we have at least 1.5 pounds, if not 2 pounds of fresh homemade butter. You saw how easy it was, so I hope you guys go try making your own. And just a little heads up, this coming Friday at 12 o'clock noon, we are launching the printed version of my cookbook. It will be available on my website Friday at noon. So make sure you put a timer, a calendar, a reminder, something on so you remember, because I'm almost afraid they're gonna sell out like right away. So if you want one for Christmas, you should make sure you're first in line. And in the meantime, if you want the digital one, it is still available on my website, socialsbylavina.com. That website will always be linked over here on my profile, or depending on what platform you're on, it is in the caption. Or you can always just go to your browser app, open a new tab, and type in socialsbylavina.com, and the website will pop up. And yes, once the paper one is launched, it will be on there Friday at noon. This is what it looks like. It has 230 plus recipes in it. I like it. It has pictures in it. I designed it all myself, so hopefully you guys like it too. I hope you guys go try making this butter and enjoy.